why they're co-parenting Yorkies, falling in love with the best man, a wedding in Paris. I have been waiting since last February for this book to come out. I mean, truly what a year it is to be a reader. Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are going through my most anticipated books for 2026 and I have two reasons as to why I'm filming this now. One, I actually already filmed this video at the very beginning of the year and I had an external hard drive die on me and they're still trying to get the data off of it. It was where I stored everything I used to make YouTube videos and TikTok videos and just everything in general, and so I had already filmed and edited them. I just hadn't uploaded them yet, and so unfortunately I did lose those videos and this was one of them. And so I kind of debated if I was going to refilm this video or not, and I decided to do it because second reason why I'm filming this now is that Sarah J. Maas, you probably know unless you're living under a rock, just announced that she has two books coming out, one in October and one in January. Let me just tell you, I am so excited. Those are probably at the top of my list now, most highly anticipated books. And so I figured book announcements are coming out, might as well redo the video. These are the books that I'm most excited about that are on my radar. I feel like I'm always keeping a huge running list of new releases because of the bookstore, because I want to be sure that we are staying on top of it, but just for myself and for my reading, this is what I'm most excited about. And so that's the video, that's what we're doing today, that's what we're talking about, and without further ado, let's get into it. The first book on my list is The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. I have read all of Abby Jimenez's new releases for the past 3 or 4 years, and I'm so excited she's coming out with a new book. She's actually coming out with a deluxe edition of this book, which I think is her very first ever book with sprayed edges. Obviously excited for a little sprayed edges edition of this, but this one I don't fully understand the plot of, and I want to say this is going to be number 2 in the Say You'll Remember Me world, and it is connected somehow, but I don't fully know yet. That's kind of how her interconnected standalones are. They're connected in very small ways, and I honestly just don't fully understand the plot, but I'm sure I will once I start reading it. It sounds like a slightly forbidden love because she's dating someone else who happens to be Chris's best friend, and so I don't really understand how Larissa and Chris became so close, why they're co-parenting Yorkies, and Abby Jimenez always writes very sweet emotional romances and I'm really excited for it even if I don't understand the plot. I believe this is coming out March 24th, so we don't have long to wait. I'm sure I'll love it when it comes out, just don't fully understand it yet. Alright, next up we have The Paris Match by Kate Claiborne. This is another romance, and this is about our main character Layla. She has recently gotten divorced from her college sweetheart. She has tried to stay friends with her ex, and because of that she gets invited to her former sister-in-law's wedding in Paris. And so she goes, and it says that she has a conversation with the bride, and because of what she says in this conversation, it leads to the bride getting cold feet and wanting to call off the wedding. The best man, Griffin, is determined that this wedding is going to happen for some reason, and so he demands that Layla fixes it and makes sure that the bride actually gets married. And it says, as she learns more about the past heartbreak that's driving Griff to help his friend, she gets closer and closer to confronting the true depth of her own pain and finding herself more and more willing to risk it all again for Griff. Falling in love with the best man, a wedding in Paris. I just think the setting is going to be so good. I love the cover. It's so springy and colorful, and I'm so excited. This one is coming out April 7th. Next up we have The Thorn Queen by Sasha Payton Smith. This is number 2 in the Rose Bargain duology, which was one of my top favorite books of last year. I have been waiting since last February for this book to come out. I'm so excited. I always describe it as Bridgerton meets The Selection meets The Bachelor, and I can't really tell you what The Thorn Queen is going to be about without spoiling The Rose Bargain. So if you haven't read The Rose Bargain, you still have time to read it before The Thorn Queen comes out. It might even be better for you to read them back to back. I'm wondering if I should do a reread of The Rose Bargain just to make sure I fully know where the plot left off for The Thorn Queen, because I just hope so badly that it is a 5-star. I've only had one 5-star this year and I'm like itching for another one. So basically the premise of The Rose Bargain is that in this world the Queen of England is fae. She has one full fae son and one half fae son, but no one else in this world is fae. There is a fae world which you can only access through like a portal or something. The Queen of England decides to hold a competition to find a bride for her full fae son. Ivy gets entered into the competition and gets to compete for the hand of the prince, and the competition lasts the entire book. So all the girls move into the castle and they're put through challenges. It's very similar to Selection, just like a little bit more of a fantasy element because the queen is fae, and it was just such a good book. Everyone that I've recommended it to has absolutely loved it. You must read it. It is so good. And so I'm very excited for number 2 to come out. This one is coming out on April 14th. All right, up next we have Heart's Landing by Melanie Harlow. This one is kind of a random pick for me, and I only found it because we get book catalogs sent to us at the store with new releases that are coming out. We just recently started getting a new one, and on this new one, Heart's Landing was on the cover, and I just was really drawn in by the cover of it. The cover of the book, it has sprayed edges, and I was like, okay, I think we might want this for the store. And so I read the description and it sounds so good. I don't know anything about this author, but I think the concept is that something happens, our main character Mila, something happens in her childhood. 4 friends made a promise to live one night like it was their last. That night changed everything. Mila ends up fleeing Heart's Landing with a devastating fire, a stolen kiss, and a shattered circle of friends in her wake. 10 years later, she has to return to her hometown because of a crisis, and she just wants to get in and get out, and she ends up having to stay longer than she originally meant to, and she keeps crossing paths with her former high school crush Everett, who is now the mayor of this small town. Everett has always had a crush on Mila. He thinks that she's the one who got away, so he wants to make sure that she doesn't get away again. And it sounds like she has to kind of confront her past a little bit, maybe fall in love in the process. And I just love it. I love a good small town romance. So this one comes out on May 12th. Next up, this is Night Witch by Jamin Eve. This is the sequel to Spellcaster, which again was one of my top books of last year. This was a magical college fantasy, and it was a book that just kind of came out of left field for me. We got copies of it at the store. I love the sprayed edges. I just decided to buy it and read it, and I ate it up. I loved it. Again, I keep giving it to people to read and they love it too. Can't tell you what Night Witch is about without spoiling Spellcaster, so you need to read Spellcaster. It's kind of interesting to me that they're releasing it in June because I want to say Spellcaster was more of like a September, October release, and it was definitely more of a fall kind of witchy book, and so I'm wondering how the June release is going to tie in, if it's literally just when they're releasing it or if the story is going to take on less of an October Halloween vibe. I can never remember the main character's name because her name is Paisley, and it just does not fit with her character, I don't feel like, or really the world, but whatever. Paisley is our main character, and her love interest is Logan, and Paisley and Logan were friends when they were little, and then something happens and they've been separated for a long time, and Paisley ends up going to this magical college where all of her siblings are and starting to be around Logan again. And in this world, all of your magic is tied to elements, and so you can be, I think, like a water element, a fire element, or you can control all the elements, and that's called a spellcaster. It was just really good, and I really hope that Night Witch lives up to the hype because I'm really excited for it. Again, hoping that it's a 5-star, and this one comes out June 23rd. Next up, we have another fantasy. This is When Dealing with Dragons by Dana Swift. Ever since Fourth Wing, I've just been obsessed with reading books about dragons, especially romanticies about dragons, and that's what this one is. When a human bonds with a dragon, they give them the ability to craft metal. Because of that, dragons are being like exploited maybe, and so our main character Farron, her father is a dragon veterinarian. Our male main character is James, and he is a dragon racer, and so I don't fully understand the world, but the two little blurbs just interested me, and I love the cover so much. It says, 2 school rivals have to work together to protect a priceless secret, all while fighting their growing attraction to each other. It is a delightful young adult dual POV romantasy about cross-class romance, finding family, and creating a better world for creatures big and small. I'm guessing it's going to be part of a series. I don't know if it is a standalone or not. I feel like these kind of books are always part of a series, but I'm sure I'll know more when I finish it if it leaves off on a cliffhanger or not. And this one releases on June 30th. Okay. Next book. I keep saying that all these books are tied for #1, but I am also so excited for this one. This is Barbie Dreamscape by Alex Astor. I literally freaked out when I saw her post about this. I've only read one book by Alex Astor. I read her adult romance last summer, which was called Summer in the City. I had no idea that she was an author of a young adult fantasy series. I thought Summer in the City was her first book, which was just not right at all. She actually has another book coming out, I think sometime soon, that's a new start of a new fantasy series, but Barbie Dreamscape is what I'm most excited about. She was actually hired by Mattel to do a Barbie branded young adult fantasy book. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I don't really know what this book is about. I don't really care what this book is about. Just the fact that it is a Barbie young adult fiction book. I was so worried when I saw that it was going to be a middle grade book and like actually be for kids, but the fact that it's young adult, I'm so excited. I probably would have read it anyway if it was for kids, but the fact that it's slightly geared towards my age group, I'm extra excited. So she lives in a pink paradise called Heartland. She has a mysterious necklace. She has to travel into a land where each realm will test her courage, sharpen her wits, and awaken strength she never knew she possessed. On the Goodreads page, it has a tag of romantasy, and so I'm really hoping we see Ken in this book and that he joins her on her journey, but we will see. I'm so excited. I already have a full Barbie themed reading vlog planned for when this book comes out. I just literally cannot wait. This one comes out on July 28th. Alright, next up is Let's Kiss and Tell by Josh Richard. This is its author's second book ever published. Last year she published her debut novel, It's Different This Time, and I loved that book. I don't think I included it in my top 10 of the year, but it was very close to the top 10 of the year. It was a New York fall themed romance about a Broadway actress and a chef, and it was so good, and I was really excited to see she was coming out with another book this year. This one, I want to say, looks a little more summery just by the cover. It says, a sex columnist and a news reporter realize a fake relationship can help them both professionally and personally, but they aren't prepared when the real feelings start to develop beyond the headlines. So we have Lucy and Marshall, and yeah, fake dating. Love me some fake dating. I'm just really excited to see where this author's career goes because I thought her debut book was so good, and I'm really excited for this one too. This one comes out August 11th. Alright, the next book is Grim Tidings by B.K. Borison. This is #2 in her series that starts with Good Spirits, which was one of my favorite books that I read last year. That was a Christmas romance where the male main character was the ghost of Christmas past, and it was just so good. It was so funny and just quirky, and it was such a sweet love story set during Christmas time. This one I think is a little bit more Halloween oriented, and basically in Good Spirits, the whole like ghost of Christmas past thing is kind of like a clerical job, and it's all about the Department of Hauntings and Spirits, and it's just really funny how she crafted this whole world like that. And this book takes place in this same world but with a Grim Reaper. So our main character Darcy, she is a Grim Reaper, and she is supposed to take her next assignment to the underworld, but she kind of goes off script and she's like, no, I'm actually gonna save him. And when she starts to save him, guardian angel Gabriel shows up, and it says, when he realizes Darcy is not as she seems, Gabriel must decide if he can trust his growing feelings or hold on to his long-standing grudge. But magic doesn't come without consequences, and the Department of Haunting and Spirits must eventually come calling for their missing Reaper. A spooky yet simmering enemies to lovers tale to keep you warm this fall. So it is fall themed. I'm so excited. I really did love the first one, and I think this is a really interesting way to continue the series and not do another Christmas one, but still put it in that same world. So yes, I'm excited. This one comes out September 15th. Alright, the next one. I mean, truly what a year it is to be a reader, because all these new books that are coming out, I'm just so giddy about. The next one is The Mirror of Infinite Endings by Stephanie Garber. This is a novella set in the Once Upon a Broken Hearts world that takes place after the final book, and it's a Jax and Eva novella, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited. If you have not read Once Upon a Broken Heart, it's such a good young adult fiction. It's a fantasy, but it's very fairy tale-esque. Stephanie Garber, I feel like I talk about her so much because I just love her writing so much. She just has the best descriptions and crafts the most beautiful magical worlds, and just the fact that we're getting to see more of Jax and Eva together, because they kind of got together towards the very end of the series. We didn't get to spend a lot of time with just them being them. And I'm so excited. Also in that same realm and on my new releases list, Once Upon a Broken Heart is getting a deluxe edition, a limited edition, and Stephanie Garber wrote The Ballad of the Archer and the Fox, which is a big part of the series, which had always been alluded to, but we had never read before. And oh, it's so pretty. I'm so excited. So Stephanie Garber giving us 2 books this year. The deluxe edition comes out October 27th, which is the same day that ACOTAR 6 comes out, which is the last book on my list. Basically, if you haven't seen it, Sarah J Maas went on Call Her Daddy and announced that ACOTAR 6 through 8 is basically one big book that is going to be released in 3 or technically 4 volumes. ACOTAR 6 is going to be volume 1, ACOTAR 7 is going to be 2 and 3, and then ACOTAR 8 is going to be 4. And she gave us release dates for 6 and 7, which is October 27th of this year and January 12th of next year. And really did not give us anything more than that. We don't have a title. We don't know whose POV we're going to be in. We don't know any of that. She had that information pretty locked down, but just the fact that we were returning to this world, I'm so excited. I didn't know what she was going to announce. I thought it would be something like this. So we are going to get lots of pages and lots of words from Miss Sarah J Maas, and I'm so excited. I'm so glad also that I read Throne of Glass and Crescent City last year, because I would have been scrambling this year trying to get those done, but I feel so prepared. I really do think I will do an ACOTAR reread. I probably haven't done a full reread in like 2 or 3 years, and so I feel like this is the perfect year to do it. I might start that in August and then read the rest of the ACOTAR books and be ready for the end of October, ACOTAR 6. I'm so excited. I'm truly so excited. What a year to be a reader. What amazing books we have coming out this year. I literally can't wait. If you are extra interested in any of these books and you would like to see me do a reading vlog on any of them, please let me know. I have a good amount of these planned into reading vlogs, but not all of them, and so if you have a specific one, let me know. But yes, so excited for this year of reading. Thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one very, very soon. Bye!